Hello, I think we are live, so I'm going to be cleaning my desk while I wait for people to join me on what's on my work desk. I've been cutting some wadding, so I've got the dreaded job of cleaning all this yucky wadding off. This does make it quite easy. I'm not sure what it's made of. It's lint. It's a lint sponge of some kind. It does actually work. It's not brilliant, but it does actually get it off. So I'm just cleaning this up while we wait for people to come. So I can see we've got 8. Hi Aileen, hi Jude. Yeah, we've got a few people in now, so I'll start chatting to you while I'm still trying to get rid of all this horrible stuff. This is just the worst of the worst. But I always find when you're cutting your wadding, you can use your scissors, but by using your scissors you just never get that lovely clean edge that you like. Hiya Dawn. Hi Sarah. Now Sarah, did you manage to sort out your PE design? I think you did, didn't you? That's brilliant. I think you did, yeah. You'll have to put a warning on telling everybody about downloading files, because that shouldn't happen anyway, should it really? Hi Kath, sorry a bit late, just getting... Oh, Jude, get me one. I could just do it. I'm not feeling my best today, actually. Hi Kath. Gin and tonic, yeah. I think that'd be just what the doctor ordered for me. I might have to make one when I've got started doing bits and pieces. So I haven't done much sewing this week at all, really. Reason being, I was on a Chanda on Sunday, and what a day that was. I'll tell you quickly what happened. We got up, I think we got up at 4, because we'd got everything sorted and everything packed, ready to go. So we had a bit of a lie-in. Hiya Joyce. I've got it now. Oh, brilliant. That's brilliant, Sarah. Hiya Pat. Hiya Val. Valerie, you might prefer Valerie, sorry. So yes, so we got up at 4 o'clock, set off, all going well. I was having a little bit of a snooze while Matt was driving, and then he went, oh no, A1's shut. And I can remember telling Michelle, because she says, oh, it's quite easy to find a Chanda, and yeah, it is, so long as the A1's not closed. Sorry, I'm standing up and then you can't see me. So we put the sat-nav on to find a different route, and needless to say, you're supposed to be there 2 hours before you go on air. But because you're going in on air at 7 in the morning, they don't expect you to be in at 5, because that's a bit ridiculous. Hiya Sharon. Valley's fine. All right, thank you. Hiya Dawn. So we didn't get there until 25 to 7, and I was on air at 7. We walked into the studio, and there was nothing there. Nothing on the, they call it the pole, the counter where you put all your samples and everything and your kits. And I says to the floor, where's all the kits? She says, well, you've got them. I went, no, I sent them in for photography. And they'd got the photos, so they'd obviously had the kits. Everyone was running round like idiots trying to find the stuff. They've managed to find them at about 5 to 7. And I still hadn't got mic'd up by that time, so it was a mad rush. But we did it anyway. So that's why I've not done much sewing this week, because I've been getting the orders out. And I just managed to get them all out, and then they repeated the show. So I've got more to do, which I'm going to be downloading them tomorrow. So that's all my fluff. So yes, it does work. It's not brilliant, but it works. Hi Sandy. Hi Hazel. Sandy's saying hello to everyone, so I'll wave to you all for her. Right, so I'll just put you up a little bit while I speak to you. So what's on my work desk this week? Right, well, the bag that I made on a Chanda, got here still not on time. It doesn't matter, Elizabeth, it doesn't matter. You know, I said to you last week, you can always watch these back on YouTube, because I put them on YouTube after I've been on here. So if you don't want to miss them, subscribe to the YouTube channel and hit the bell. And by doing that, it means that they'll come to your feed automatically, so you'll never miss one. Obviously, it's nice when you come on live and I can chat to you and you can ask me questions and things, which is really nice. So yes, the bag. Sorry, I keep going off on a tangent. It's because people ask me questions and then I have to go back to what I was saying. So this is the bag that I did on a chander, and I have still got to make another one for my tutorial because I haven't managed to get that done yet. Sorry about that, my daughter's calling me. Hopefully she'll realise that I'm doing my Facebook Live. So I just phoned my son actually and asked him not to ring. Hiya Pauline. So I did this bag on a chander and I've still got to do a tutorial. So I end up with about 5 or 6 samples because there's the prototype and all the testing ones. So I thought, I've been using this constantly because it's a crossbody strap. It's just brilliant to have your phone and everything in. I actually thought about making one out of leather. So that's what I'm going to have a go at tonight. And I did think about doing it on my Bernina. But then I thought, I know some of you out there have got industrial machines, but I also know there's a lot of you who haven't. But I did think, well, I'm going to do it on my industrial machine anyway. Sorry, I'm just taking my cardigan off. I'm going to do it on my industrial machine anyway because it's nice to talk about the different types of machines. So I'm going to do it on my industrial, but even if you just have a normal domestic, it still might not be strong enough to go through the a domestic machine. So the best thing to do is to test it. Now I did test the same leather on my Bernina and it works fine. So some of your machines with the right foot and the right needle, yeah, no problem, you'll be able to do it. But I'm going to go through it on the industrial one just for a change, basically, to show you how it works. But the leather I've got is some I bought from the recycle yard in Ossett. It's quite a thick one, but I think it'll work out all right. All I'm worried about is this bit here on the inside. So it's going to be a learning curve, and obviously you can learn with me. So I'm going to be doing that. I also bought one of these masks. Now I can't believe I got this from my garage today. I wanted to have a go at making one of those stretcher ones because my daughter's got a very small head and I had to make her a child's one, but I thought maybe one of these would be better for her. That cost me £2.99. It's a bit of sponge. I cannot believe it, but I only bought it to take a pattern off anyway. And you see, it's just like a sponge. Chloe used to make leather handbags and only used my Eleanor with a leather needle. There you go. So Dawn's daughter, Chloe, had her own business making leather handbags. So you'll be absolutely fine if you get the right needle and the right foot. Give it a go. Anyway, so I've got this and I'm going to be making, taking a pattern off this. Well, I'm going to have a go. So I got some organic jersey here. I'm going to have a go with that. And I've also been doing some of my block of the month. The weather has been absolutely horrendous. Saying that, if you're like me, it's been horrendous for going out, but it's perfect for sewing. It doesn't rain in your sewing room, so it's a perfect excuse to stay in. So I've been doing my block of the month, and this particular one, I've got to do 36 of these, so I'm going to be doing this for quite a while. But I am enjoying it. It's the first one I've ever done, and basically there's a lot of applique. If you can see on here, we have to put these pieces on, and then we're going to go around them. The machine does it for you, obviously, and then it does all the lovely stitches in there as well. So hi Angie, hiya Judith. So that's what I've been doing as well this week on the bit of sewing that I have been doing. And the quilt is going to be massive. Look at all these, and this is just for the border, and I've still got 24 of these to do and 36 of these, so that'll be something to show you. Now, another thing I wanted to talk to you about was the closet case pattern that I downloaded last week. Doesn't show you a picture, but and it's back to front, so you can't really see it. That's no good, is it? But anyway, basically, if you go onto Closet Case Patterns, it's a free download. You have to subscribe to the newsletter, and by doing that, you can then go onto their free patterns and download them. And this is for a, well, I think they class it as a poof, but it could be poufé, whatever. But anyway, it's for a floor poufé. So if you're wanting to do this with me, go onto the Closet Case Patterns and download it, and I think I might start it next week. But the reason why I'm wanting to do it is you use up all your scraps and you stuff it with your scraps, and you stuff it really, really tightly packed. So I've got bags and bags of scraps of fabric, and I want to use them up in a way that is useful. So if you want to have a go at doing it with me, download the Closet Case Patterns, and we'll start that next week. Right, so the cushion that I made last week, I liked it so much that I made another one. So just let me see if I can, tell you what, I'll just turn the screen. Oh no, it's there. Right, so I've turned you around. I'll just move you a little bit closer. So I made a matching one. So we've now got 2 cushions for my, one's for my crafting and one is for my embroidery machine. So, hiya Kaylee. I am well, Heather, thank you very much. Right, I'm just going to bring you back and then I can carry on talking. I'll move you back round. So, don't know what I'm doing here, get off. So, turn it back round, there we go. Right, so if you want to have a go at this and we sew it together, I'll just say it one more time because we've got new people in. It's the Closet Case Patterns poof. It's a free one. Go onto the Closet Case Patterns website and download it. You have to subscribe to get it. Oh, another thing. I went to see a friend today who, her husband, keeps these. And I got this. And on a Chanda, I saw the Bee Wrap Company or something like that. Now, obviously, I didn't buy the stuff, and I am giving her a plug because obviously you can get it from them. I'm going to have a go at making the food wraps. So, hi Sue. So I got a block of wax from my friend, and I'm going to have a go at that because I like to do my little bit for the environment. So let's get on with cutting out this bag. Right, so I've cut my leather out. I'll move you a bit closer. Hopefully you can see. I've cut my leather out to the size that I want, and I wanted something jazzy to line it with, and I've got some Kaffe Facet fabric here. I bought the fat quarters when they were on a Chanda, so I thought that'd look nice on the inside, nice and bright. So I'm going to cut out my lining for the bag out of this. Should have ironed it first. So I've got my pattern weights. Don't really need them, but it'll keep it nice and flat so you can see better. And get my rotary cutter. So I'm cutting my pieces to size. Oh, by the way, the people who wanted the pattern doing, actually, is that the size I did? Yeah, it is. The people who wanted the pattern only didn't want to buy the kit because they've got their own fabric. I'm going to get that done this week, and I'll let you know on Facebook when it's done, so you can have a go at making the bag yourself. Cut another. So I'm cutting 4 of these. I'm hoping there's enough. I think there is. If I missed your questions and you wanted an answer, just repeat it for me, please, and I will hopefully see it in between. I could have done with my friend Sharon here. I haven't seen her all week. Oh, by the way, I need to talk to you all about the Facebook Live might be, well, it will be changing to a different time, a different day, sorry, because with the group starting back. Actually, I'm going to put me a bigger one for my zip pocket first. I'm still going to put a zip pocket on. So yeah, the group's going to be meeting on a Thursday night, so I need to find a different day. So would you please message me with what day you'd prefer to have it on. Hi Stephanie. Mark's eating some his dinner and he's saying his chicken gravy's lovely. Hiya Catherine. So yeah, so I won't be able to have my Facebook lives on the same day. So if you've got a preference to a day, what I will do is I will get Mark to help me, seeing as he likes my chicken gravy so much, and see if we can make a day that's convenient for most people. I know it's not going to suit everyone, but Thursday is the day that we meet, so I will be going back to the group. Right, so I've got all my bits and pieces cut out, and I'm just thinking, I wonder, I think it would be better if I made the side tabs out of this rather than leather, because it's going to, I'll try both actually. So I will just cut this down. Ooh, and I better cut, that'll do it actually. I bet I could, sorry, I'm talking to myself. I bet I could make the strap out of this. Hiya Rita, hiya Caroline. So, yeah, I apologise for my hands as well. I've been making plum jam and I took the stones out. It must have been about 4 pounds of plums, so my hands look shocking. So, sorry about that. Right, so I've got all my pieces there. I'll take that with me. Now, because I'm doing it on my industrial machine, I wanted it to have a strong thread, because obviously we're using leather. So these are the threads I'm using. It's a Gutterman and it's extra strong. It's quite thick. I don't know what thickness it is. Let's see if it says. No, it doesn't actually say. But it is really thick. I'll show you when I get to the machine. So that's what I'm using, and I'm using it in the top and I'm using it in the bobbin as well. So let's take these over to my desk. I've got my clasps here, and I bought this from the Knitting and Stitching, no, I got it from the Festival of Quilts. It's a handmade sign, so I'm thinking about putting that on as well, if it looks all right. So let's take you over to the sewing machine. I hope I don't make you rock too much. I'll do it as gently as possible. Mark, if you're still watching, can you tell Laura I'm doing a Facebook Live, please? Right, so can you all see there? Can't see the needle, can you? There you can. I'll turn that light off because it's a bit bright. That's better. Right, so I can't really see what's happening on screen, so I apologise for that. But I will show you the thickness of this thread. Right, where's the camera? There it is. And you see it's quite a thick thread. So you do need to have a thick thread when you're sewing with leather. Right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'll show you what I did. I joined a piece to make the strap. So I joined it there on the diagonal, and I'm hoping that my machine will go through it. Even though it's an industrial, it's still quite a lot of leather. But that's what I'm saying, I might be able to make this strap out of the fabric. But let's give it a go. So I'm just going to fold that. I'm going to use rivets to put the fasteners on. I've got the stitch length on a 4. Like I say, I have got the strong thread in the bobbin as well. And I think it's a 90 needle I've got in. So I'm just stitching it along the very edge there. And what I'm doing is, if you was doing it in fabric, you would have folded the raw edges in. Because it's leather, I've just put the raw edges together there, and it's fine with it being leather because obviously it's not going to fray. Oops, I've pulled my work out of the needle. Right, put that back in. So I'll quickly go down the strap. You can get industrial machines with a walking foot attached. Now I haven't got one, this is just a normal, in fact I paid £80 for this, it was a right bargain. So if you've got the space for an industrial machine, you can pick them up relatively cheaply. Coming up to the big bulky seam, that's no problem. Just going straight over it. So I still like the crossbody strap. Going back to the group changing, sorry, the Facebook Live changing, I used to do it on a Wednesday, but I stopped doing it on the Wednesday because people wanted to watch Coronation Street. So I don't mind what day it is, that's best for everyone, but if you can give me some suggestions. Right, so that's down the long strap, and that's what that looks like. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down this side. Hi Norma. I should be able to quickly run down this side because I'm not holding it together. A big stitch length looks really nice on leather. Coming up to that joint, so I'm going to go a bit slower over that. There we go. Back to the other side. So that is the strap all done. There we go. Tuesday I'm hearing. Hiya Janet, how you doing? So Tuesday would be good. Is that suitable for other people? Right, so now what I need to do is I need to shape my flap. So I'm going to place them together. I'm going to fold them in half. I'm not because it's too thick. I'm going to get some scissors. And I'm just going to do it by eye. Oh, I tell you what I'll do. I'll line the flap in fabric rather than two things of leather because it is quite thick. That'll make it easier, won't it? So yes. So I'll find my bit for... Should have actually lined it, but... I'm going to put that to the leather and I'm going to stitch round. So I'm going to make this stitch length a bit smaller because it's not top stitching, it's actual construction, and needs to be a bit smaller to deal with it. I can't see because I haven't cut my top piece, so I'm just guessing actually where it is. I can feel it though. Just going round the curve gently, keeping it nice and flat. There we go, back tack. Right, so I'll take that out, and I need to do some clips into this. So I'm just going to put some tiny clips, or you could use pinking shears if you've got any sharp enough. Hope you can see all right because I can't actually see what you're seeing now. Just putting a few snips into it so that when I turn the corner, sorry, when I turn it to the right side, I don't get any lumps and bumps, hopefully. That's the theory. So I'll turn that through. Now, if you are having a go at one of these, what I would do is, Tuesday's good, yeah, any day. Gin and tonic is good any day. It is actually, Jude. I haven't forgotten that you've got one and I haven't. So I'm turning that through. Yeah, so if you're having a go, sorry, I didn't finish the sentence. If you're having a go at this, interface the lining part. Just push that out nice and neat there, and I'm going to top stitch that to hold it all in place. Actually, I'm not. Yes, I am. I'm thinking about putting my magnetic snap on, but I can still do it, so that's all right. I will have to put something on the inside to hold it though, so I may put a piece of leather or something in there. So top stitching, put my stitch length back up. Sorry, I'm not feeling good today and I'm just not with it. Take it slow when you're doing top stitching. Stop with your needle down into your work. These colours remind me of Sully from Monsters Inc. Maybe that's what drew me to them. Right, so I'll take that out. So I'm going to put that to the... Oh, I've got a bit of a wobble on there. Look, a tiny little bit of a wobble on there. But I'll leave it. Can only see the back of your arm when you're sewing it. Right, sorry about that. Let's move you across. That might be better. Still, Tuesday's good. Right, it looks like it's going to be Tuesdays. Right, so I'm going to put that to the side. I wonder if I put you over this shoulder. Just trying it. Sorry about this, moving you around again. Just to see if you're better off over this shoulder. I might be able to see them as well. Hiya, Helen. Ellen, not Helen. There we go. Right, so you should be able to see better now. Just let me know, Dawn, please. Right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut, because I'm going to do my zip. About, and I know I'm not cutting it neatly because obviously I'm doing this, so it's a bit what they call it, impromptu, isn't that what improvisation? That's what we're doing. So I'm going to put the zip face down onto the leather and I'm going to stitch along there. You could actually do it so that the leather's showing. That'd be better. Let's see if it's going to be too thick. No, I think it's fine. It's quite thick leather, but it's not too thick. Right. Take that out. So if I top stitch that, yeah, that's fine. It's not. I was worried that it might be too thick, but it's actually not that bad. So I'll just fold that down and then top stitch it in place. I'm not saying this bag's going to work, you know, it's a trial. Right, so I'm going to now put the top piece and stitch again onto the zip. Actually, I'm not. I'm going to do the, oh, I needed to do that first. I told you I'm not with it. I needed to add the lining for the pocket. I bet you're all saying that at home, aren't you? And I'll tell you something, I won't be able to pull this out either because it's strong thread, so it's gonna have to be an unpicker. snip it. I'm going to have to be careful how I place the next row down, because I've made holes now, you know, with it being leather. Should have been paying attention. It happens to us all. But I think if I can make it work, I think this will be a brilliant bag. It might end up just being the 2 layers and not having the extra pockets, because it may be too thick to do it. But even if that's how it ends up, that's absolutely fine. I don't mind that. Right, so what I should have done before I did that was I should have got the pocket piece, which is this one, and I should have put that on top there and stitched it and then top stitched. So apologies for that. Really enjoying it. Oh, thank you, Erica. Is it Erica? Yeah, Erica. Do you know what? I always think, why would people want to watch me sewing? I don't understand it. But then again, I love sewing and I'll watch people sew, so. And I suppose we're all learning together. Right. So, this time, I'll try and get the stitches in the same place. Just get those threads out, because I don't want... I would like it to actually work. I think it'll be a brilliant little bag if it does. And I think get some embroidery up front. If you watched a Chanda, you may have seen the little cork one I made. I was going to say that you were a corker, but that would have been a little bit cheesy. Right. So I'm going to hold that flat there, and I'm going to try and stitch along the same stitches that I had there. There, you'll never know I went wrong then. Right, so that's that done again. Love watching other people sewing. Oh, thank you everyone, that's lovely. I just haven't got a lot of confidence with things like this. Right, so I'm going to put the other piece on, lining it all up with the edges, and I'm going to top stitch. No, I'm not going to top stitch, I'm going to stitch along the edges there. This machine only does a straight stitch. I've seen the Jukers that you can get that have got a walking foot, and I would love one of them. Eventually I would like to get one of them, but this one, it's got, just should turn you around, it's got a dial here. This is for the stitch length, so all you can do on this is actually make it bigger or smaller. So all you do is just change that, and then it's got a winder at the side there. I'll put you back. So what I've got now is I've got the zip enclosed in there. I bring up this piece up to the back here, and I'm going to stitch again along that row of stitches. Stitch length's fine. Take it out. So I'll try and remember that, to always put you over my right shoulder. You can buy a separate walking. Can you, Sarah? Oh, Sarah, you've made my day. Are you listening, Mark? So what would I look for, Sarah? Is it specific ones for specific machines? You know everything, Sarah. You're amazing. Right, Right, so just top stitched down there. I bet you've got one, haven't you, Sarah? A bit late, have I missed much? We've just been talking about the Facebook Live's going to have to change to a different day, and it looks like we've decided on Tuesday. So I will keep it at 7 o'clock unless people want it at a different time. So 7 o'clock on Tuesday it's going to be now. We're going to be doing the closet case puff. If you want to have a go at joining in, go to download the closet case pattern on their website. It's free to download. You just have to subscribe to their newsletter. Industrial walking foot, haven't got one, but seen them as I think it would be useful. I think it would be useful too, Sarah. Right, so that is the zip pocket done. So I'm going to move that inside and I'm going to cut that off. And I'm just going to stitch over the zip to hold it all in position. Yes, I would really like a walking foot for this machine. And I'm going to stitch down the other side just to make sure that one... The reason I'm doing this is because I have a tendency to open it up and pull the zipper off. And if I bet my bobbin's empty. It is, so I just have to get a new bobbin. I'm using it in the bobbin as well, so it is quite a thick thread, so it doesn't last long. It's quite hard to get it under the... That's it. There we go. Right, so that is my speak, Ali. That is my put a zipper pocket done. Right, so I need to go back and put on my magnetic clasp now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a little bit of leather and I'm going to add, I'm going to cut these slits in this and then I'm going to add it to the inside of this to hopefully make it stronger. So I'll just get a pen. So I've got, put the marks on there and I am going to use, have I got an unpicker? 2 seconds, I'll just go and get an unpicker and some glue. Right, I like to use fabric tack, and I didn't get an unpicker, but I did get a scalpel, so I will just pierce that carefully. Use a bit of glue. Oh, it's a new one, it's not being opened. It's got a stopper in. Oh, oh dear. Get back in! Looks like it's got an apple in. Tell you what, I'll put that top back on and I'll just take a little bit with some scissors or a screwdriver or my hand even. There we go. It's now got glue on. Yeah. But I do have some antibacterial gel. Hopefully that'll stop it from sticking all over my hands. Right, so the one I'm putting on here is the female part, I think. So I'm just going to mark this on here and see if I can line that up. So if I put my hole in there, there. And I'm just going to use my pen to pinch a little bit of that glue, a bit more controlled, and put a tiny amount on there. Put the female part through. Then put the bit of leather through. Is it going all the way through the leather? Just about. There we go. It's one side anyway. Is it on the other side? Yeah. So put that through and then close that over the top of it, and that should make it nice and secure. Put the washer on. And close that up. Now I do need to just put the top on that before I find it in my hand somewhere. Right, so now we've got the clasp on there. Hopefully the leather behind that should keep it nice and strong. Oh, thank you, Joyce. I'm back at work Tuesday, so I'll have to... Oh, I'm sorry, Kath. I knew it wouldn't be suitable for everyone. I do love my room. I've got to say, I do love it. It's brilliant. Right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach this strap centrally to that there. I'm going to do it a bit lower because obviously I've been messing about with that there, with the fabric. Yes, I could live down here. Mark's done a fantastic job for me. Keeping it all nice and straight. Oh, it's not stitching properly. Why isn't it stitching properly? Maybe it's the bobbin. It's playing up a little bit. Just a second. It's trying to catch that bit there. Try again. I love looking around other people's workrooms as well. Very interesting. Seeing what they've all got and what makes it easier. Right, so that is the flap attached with the clasp on there. Right, so the next thing we need to do is we need to add the pieces of lining. I think because the K facet is so fine that it might be better to actually put interfacing on that. But what I'm going to do first of all is I'm just going to put that on top and stitch across, and this is the lining. Put my stitch length down a little bit because this is construction. I'm going to back tack, so I need to make sure that I catch all those stitches in. There we go. So that's one done. So that will be the inside. So now I need to do that on the other pieces as well. Like I say, if it looks like it's going to be too thick, I might not be able to make it into the triple zip one. But it might mean I can get 2 bags instead of 1. So you might end up with a bag, Angie. Right, so I'm just going to stitch across the top of this one as well. Chain piece, and the next one. And the final one. There we go. That's all those pieces done. Now I need to draw a line. Has this got an inch on? Yeah, it doesn't have to be exactly an inch. So I've got the friction pen here, if it's working. Well, I can still see it because it's leather. So I'm just drawing a line along 3 sides. So you might just be able to see, yeah, you can just see the lines there. Hi Cassandra, I'm making a leather bag. Well, I'm attempting to make a leather bag, Cassandra. And what I wanted to do was, I wanted to make the clasps. So normally I would press this, but I've not got an iron around this side of the room, so I'm just going to fold all the edges in as you normally make your bias binding, and I'm going to make a little strap, because obviously if I made it out of leather it's going to be very, very thick when it came to stitching the straps in. So I think this way it'll match in with the bag and it'll be a nice flash of colour, but it won't be too thick. That's what I'm hoping. So there we go. Just go down the other side. It would have been nice if I had some of the rainbow hardware D-rings. I've only got 1-inch ones and I need 10mm. Is it 10mm? Oh, my thread's fraying. I've got it done, so. Just trim that off and thread it again. Because it is quite a thick thread. Just fray sometimes at the ends. I can't put my light on because it'll blind you all. Yeah, I can't see a thing. Come on. Get in there. I bet you're all trying to do it for me, aren't you? I'm going to just put my light on just for a second so I can see what I'm doing. That's it. I'll turn it back off. Right, so I've got my strap here. I'm going to cut it in half. And I'm just going to grab some D-rings. Got some little D-rings. These are like an antique brass colour. So I'm going to put the D-ring onto my clasp and the other one onto the other clasp. And I need to place these onto this piece here, but it needs to be inside of that line there. So I'm gonna eyeball it. I know I did that about there. So if I put that piece against the edge there and stitch it quite far in, I know I'm gonna miss it, and that'll be absolutely fine. I just need to make sure that I don't put it on the outside of that mark. So I'm going to go back over it a couple of times, trim my threads, get the other one and do the same but from the opposite edge of the bag. So I'm going to line up the pieces so that it's level. I'm going to move it over a bit and stitch it on the edge. I think it might work this year. There we go. So I'll take that out and show you. So I just needed to make sure it weren't inside that line, which is on this side here. Right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to clip, no I'm not, I'm going to stitch these two together, making sure that the top edges are lined up there and that metal thing is towards the D-ring, sorry, is towards that edge. I can see where it's stitched here, so if I stitch there, I know I'm going to be missing that piece there. So I'm going to start at the seam, lining up that. It's lined up. Make sure that D-ring is out of the way. I need to do a strong backwards and forwards, so I'm going to do it a couple of times and stitch along those lines. There we go. Lining this side up exactly the same, making sure that D-ring is to the outside edge. Keep it all nice and flat. Yeah, walking foot would definitely help with this part. I am going to investigate Sarah, and I shall let you know. And then back up the opposite side. It's a lot easier to do it with normal fabric. And like I say, I don't know if it's going to work. Right, so now what I need to do is I need to put all these pieces here out of the way. So I'm just going to put those up there like that, put my top on the glue, get my clips and clip. And again, clip. Important that this one's clipped out of the way. Like that. And now I'm going to take the one with the zipper foot. Oh, actually I need to move the lining out of the way as well. Put all that to the inside. Take the one with the zip pocket and place those right sides together. So have that bit in the middle out of the way. Line up the top edges here and do a 1/4 inch seam all the way around. I'm going to catch the pocket in as I stitch. Taking it quite slow because I don't want to hit anything. Move them out of the way on my ruler. Go along the bottom, but before I do that I'm just going to check that these are lining up. So that's all out of the way there. Line up the seam there. Just put it together. You could put a clip on if you wanted to, which might help. Yeah. And then line up the bottom edge and stitch across there as well. There we go. And back up this side, making sure they're all pushed out of the way in there. So move that clip, check they're still all the way. There we go. Going over the zip, up to where the seams join and back tap. There we go. Take that out. Make sure I've caught everything in. And it looks like I have. So what I need to do now is I need to clip those corners. And I'm going to get rid of as much bulk as I can without cutting my seam. I'm hoping that this thread is strong enough. Right. Looking forward to making mine. This will be a great help. Oh, thank you. Hiya, Val. Right, so now I need to turn these to the right side. Yeah, but Jean, we're actually making this in leather, so I think yours will be a bit easier. But I know you're going to have a go at making one in leather, aren't you? Yeah, there will be a tutorial as well, so don't worry, there will be some help out there. Right, so I'm just turning this through. My hands aren't the best, so, and it is leather. This is the leather we got from Osset, Jean. I think it's going to work, people. So, pulling this out. There we go. Take my clips off. There as well, and there. So pull it all out. There. Put your hand inside. Poke out those corners. Oh, it's going to work. Is that, oh yes, you're going to have a go at making it out of leather, Jean? I'll tell you something, it'll be a brilliant bag if it works. Here's hoping. I know you shouldn't do this, but I don't think I'm going to poke it through with it being leather, so I'm just trying to poke out these corners because you know my hands aren't the best. Oh, I know, I've poked it too far. I think I've snipped the stitches, so I'll have to put that back in. But I'm not going to do it now. Why am I going to do it now? I am going to do it now because I don't want to have to turn it all through again. Right, so I'm just going to push that corner in. I've snipped through the stitches. Let's see if I can just pull this corner out. Without having to turn it all through again. You do need to snip quite close. Not that close, but quite close. There we go. So I will just catch that again. I don't want to pull it all through again. Come on, come on. I'll have my gin and tonic after I've done this, Jude. I'll have deserved one after fighting with a leather bag. Last week I was fighting with a cushion. I loved it though. Right, so let's try again. See if that'll do it. Poke it back through. Put your hand inside and push it out as best you can. There we go, come on. Tell you what, that ruler might help. Chopsticks are the best. What do you all like to use for poking your corners out? Come on. Anyway, I've just got that corner to poke out. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to now get the last piece, and really what you need to do is put all these out of the way. So I'm going to do it as I'm working because it's quite difficult to see to clip them. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hold them out of the way, line up those two edges there, and I'm just going to keep moving them as I go. I think that'll be the easiest way to do it. So about 1/4 inch seam again. I'm back tacking twice over that edge just to make sure that I catch it all in nicely. So I'm just moving this out of the way here, that lump, going down to the bottom. Stop with your needle down, move it out of the way again, stitch along the bottom edge. I'm going to back tack just to make sure I don't snip those corners. Homeward stretch now, ladies and gents, if there's any gents watching. Up the last side. So again, just push all that out of the way. Yeah, it's definitely easier to do it like this with leather. Now here it's important, we need to make sure that that little clasp is up and out of the way. And line up that seam there. Keep it straight and level. And we only paid £2 for a bag of leather, a carrier bag full of leather. It was an amazing bargain. Right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to carry on up to the top, and I'm going to turn back about just over 1 centimetre of fabric so that that will become my inside seam. At the seam I'm going to back tack. You can tell the difference when it's going on just cotton, can't you? Right, take that out, turn it around, and now I need to do the other side because I started at the middle there. So I'm just going to fold back 1 centimetre at the top, back tack, and now I'm just going to stitch till I meet that middle bit again. There we go. Back onto leather, as you can hear. Take that out, and here we go again. Snip away as much as you can without snipping your threads, Ali. Don't snip your threads. Hope I've missed them there. Right, put your hand inside. Knitting needle Diane Donnellan uses. I've got a chopstick, and I find the chopstick, it's got a metal end on it. It's brilliant, but it's not here. It's not one of my other machines. Right, so I'm just going to try and reach inside now and turn it all through. So this is the defining moment. Did it work or did it not? What we're thinking, ladies. Right, so pulling the flap through. This is the hardest thing for me with my hands. Oh, come on. I can see why they call it birthing the bag. Come on, out you come. Actually, it's probably making the leather softer as well as I'm doing it. So just putting my hand inside to try and ease it through. I think it's going to work. There we go, it's coming. Come on. One more push. Right, so I'm just going to reach my hand inside. Now I've got 2 of these, so there's still what I need to do. But I just want to make sure I've got all the... I'm going to go and get... You've got faith in me, have you, Sarah? Thank you. I'm glad. I'm just going to go and get my chopstick. Right, here we are, said chopstick. It's got a lovely metal end with a rounded bit on. And so, sorry, there's the camera. So I'm going to put that into the corners and hopefully it's going to help me out. Yes, it's coming out now. I think this is one of them that you're gonna, you know, fiddle with for quite a while to get it all pliable. But I have faith it will do it now. Sarah's given me faith. So there we go. Just keep working at it. Yeah, it's coming out, looking good. I need to put the magnetic clasp on as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tuck the lining bits inside. I probably will top stitch around the top of these to make sure all the edges stay inside nice. I'm going to bring the flap over, so that's going to be like that, and I'm going to put my magnetic clasp where I think it needs to go, and I think it needs to go about there. So I'll just make sure that's central. Looks about right to me. So I'm going to draw my lines on the outer edge. So I've drawn my lines on there. Now because this is leather, I don't need to add anything to the back of it. It's strong enough. So I'm going to reach inside. I'm going to get the scalpel again. I'm going to be careful with my hands, and I'm just going to cut through those marks there. I'm going to get the magnetic clasp, and I'm going to push that through. And I've got the ends there, so I'm going to get a bit of this glue that we got a right mess with. Well, I did, not you. Sort it out after, but I'm just going to put a little bit of glue onto the back here, just to keep that washer secure on there, and then fold those up. Here's my chopstick. So I'm concentrating, my tongue stuck out. There we go. So that is the magnetic clasp on there. So if I'm adding this handmade one, I will do that in exactly the same way and add that to there. I don't know if I'm going to add it or not yet, but that is that one done. So I'll tuck that inside. Now these need to get a bit of memory, so all I'm going to do is put them down. It's because the leather's up here, so I need to make it stay down. So I'm going to leave it overnight, probably with a few clips on to hold it all down. And the back one. And that is my bag. So all I need now is to make the strap, which I did this one to go on here. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it off and I'm going to rivet this. So I'm going to take you over to my cutting table again, because the bag has worked and I'm pretty happy with that. I like the flash of colour on the inside. So I'm just going to have to do a few tweaks with it, I think, to make it a bit softer. But I'm going to show you how you would rivet the handle. And I think I'll only ever wear this as a crossbody strap, so I'm not going to make it adjustable. I'm going to make it just long enough for what I want. Oh, that's absolutely perfect. So I'm going to show you how you do a rivet press, if you're interested. So I need to get some lobster claws in the right colour. They're not the right colour, just a second. Yes, that's the colour I want. So I'm going to cut off a little bit of that. Now it might be too big, this strap, but let's see if we can do it before I finish for today. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the, let's lift it up again a bit. I'm going to put the leather through. Oh, come on, you can do it. Yeah. Put the leather through the strap. Maybe I needed some bigger lobster claws. It'll do it. It's fine. So I'm going to fold that over like that. So what I need to do is put a hole into one bit here. So this is a hole punch. You can get dies for your rivet press. Let me just turn you around so you can see. So that's the rivet press here. You can get metal dies for cutting it, but I don't find that I need to because this works brilliantly. So I've put one hole in the top there, and I'm going to put another hole in this piece here. Then in here I have got, oops, just tipped them all over, a nice selection of different rivets. I'm going to stick with the same colour, so I'll show you what they look like. Let's put them back in. So this is what they look like. There's a one with a cap, so this is a double cap, so it's got a cap and a long piece, and then there's a short piece with the cap on as well. So is it just my iPad playing up? You keep freezing, Ali. Is anybody else having any problems, or is it Elizabeth's iPad? So what I do now is I put that through that one, and then I put it through the other one, so that's going to hold that nice and taut. I put the smaller piece on. You do if you can make your fingers work. So put the smaller piece on and push it together by hand first. I'm going to move them out of the way, bring my machine in, and I place that onto the base. I think it's because it's so thick, the leather. That's it, got it on. And then I bring the handle down. It must be your iPad, Elizabeth. So that is how you rivet the handbag strap. So that's one strap done. So I'll do the opposite side. So I need to thread this one through as well. And I got myself a new bag. I'm so happy. Right, so I just need to make sure that I've got them the same way so it's not twisted. There we go. So that's, hang on. So that's that way. I want it to go up. So if I pull that around, put it on the wrong way. Take it off and do it again, and then I put it back on the right way this time. And repeat those steps to put the holes in. Rivet presses are brilliant if you make bags. if you've got a problem with your machine going over anything, a rivet press makes it so much easier. So put the holes in the end, and then another one on the strap. You can see it, just push that through. Take the long piece and pop it through one side. Just pops through, put it through the opposite side and put the end cap on. So I'll just put that on. Oops. There we go. I'll pop it into the press, bring the handle down and give it a good press, and there you've got your handle. Mine froze a couple of times earlier. Could be the weather. Looks like we have a storm coming. Yeah, it could be actually, because my TV has been playing up as well, Elizabeth. Right, I'll just put this back up. Right, so I'm going to do all that bit afterwards, so I will put it on Facebook and show you. But I will put the magnetic clasp on. So that's all got to be put down, as you know. Put my handle straps on. And we've made a nice leather bag in an evening. So there we go. That's the, let's put it down a bit so you can see. So that is my crossbody bag. When you open it up, you've got the front compartment, the back compartment, and in between, oops, you've got a secret little pocket that your phone will fit in. So all I'm going to do now is just make sure that stays down so it looks nice and neat. And there is my bag. So, right, so Marilyn saying there's thunderstorms in Somerset earlier. Oh dear, I think we're all going to get a bit anyway. Right, so it's 8:15, so I'm going to say goodnight. Don't forget, I will be back on Tuesday for the new time, and it will be 7 o'clock. So it's the same time, but it's a new day. So we will be watching, I will be filming on Tuesday at 7, but I will put a reminder on Facebook. So thanks for watching, everyone. And if you're wanting to get these every week, go onto YouTube, subscribe to my channel, and you'll get them delivered to you. Right, okay, thank you very much. Bye, everyone. Take care.